Okay, so who am I here with?
Marlise.
Marlise, and that's spelled Marlise?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha, Marlise. So Marlise, are you currently homeless?
Yes.
Gotcha. And if you don't mind, how old are you?
33.
33. Okay. So Marlise, as a 33-year-old woman, what's life like out here in the streets of Bakersfield?
In Bakersfield,
Yeah.
it's hard. There's not enough resources.
Uh-huh.
Yet, I've been in between Bakersfield and Northern California. So,
Uh-huh.
I just got back to Bakersfield, and I just noticed that the resources are real short. Slim.
Gotcha. So you talked about resources. Has there any is there any resources that like you have been able to like get a hold of?
Just EBT, but it's hard to keep the flow of it
Uh-huh.
being out here.
Gotcha. So right now it's cold. I think it's about like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. How you personally deal with the cold at night?
Well, that's a hard question. I usually just try to keep blankets with me, but I don't know. I just try to keep blankets and like how do you say, ventilate underneath my blanket.
Gotcha. So Marlise, some like other struggles that you face with out here on the streets of Bakersfield. Theft. Staying warm. Is there anything else like personal experience that you have faced or witnessed on the streets?
It's hard mostly for getting your property, like your belongings, taken from you often. Very often, you get your belongings taken from you. You have to get brand new stuff very often. It's very stressful. So it's like starting over. You start over. You start over. You start over like multiple times. It's kind of a hassle. Yet.
Gotcha. Are you currently using?
Yes.
Okay. Freak. Damn. So like, do you think like the with the drug uses, like it has an effect on like you being out here on the streets?
It possibly it could. For example, when I started using, people started discriminating against me more often. But other than that, for me personally, I don't have a problem with it. It's just the people that generally associate with me.
I got you. Damn. So let's take it back. Growing up, did you have like both your mom and dad in your life?
That's a hard question. Well, I had a separated living situation. I had visitation with my mother. I was raised with my father.
Gotcha. And stuff. And great. How was that like? Growing up.
It was stressful.
Gotcha.
It was very stressful going to school and going like in between home. But I managed to cope with it somewhat.
Gotcha. Would you say that like, your current like upbringing may have like predetermined like your future?
No, because it was all up to me and the choices I made.
Okay, accountability. I like that. Okay. Freak. So, has there been any steps that you've taken to like help yourself and get off the streets of Bakersfield besides EBT?
Well, not in Bakersfield. I've not been able to accomplish any sources of how do you say becoming more productive in Bakersfield. But I'd say in Northern California, they have more availabilities to uplift yourself as far as the accounting system and social services. So.
Gotcha. So, where were you? Where are you from?
I went to school here in Bakersfield. So I guess I'm from Brown County.
Gotcha. Did you graduate high school?
Yeah.
And stuff. Great. Do you miss high school?
Not really.
Not really. Why not really?
I'm done with school. I did real well in school, and I accomplished. I got good grades, and like I accomplished a lot in school. And when I was finished with high school, I was finished because I did the whole like nonstop.
Gotcha. Did you go to college?
No.
Okay. Growing up, like as a kid, what did you like? Want to be when you grow up? Your goals and your dreams.
I always change my different sites of thought, but mainly I always wanted to sing and dance, but I never like looked into becoming a professional. Yeah, I did take like band and like music classes.
Gotcha. So you can sing?
I try.
You think you can show me a little something?
I'm a little scared right now.
It's all good. It's all good. Okay. So since you sing, I'm gonna assume like you do like music.
I like music. I love music.
Gotcha. Like who's a favorite artist that you like?
I really don't have any favorite artists, but I'll just say my first cassette tape that my dad bought me with a little walkie-talkie is Tony Braxton.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's cool. Shit. Like, do you ever like imagine and stuff that like you would end up like homeless?
I never would have imagined myself being homeless. So I like the outdoors. Like I like nature. Like I'm a real nature type person. Like I like going on bath walks. But like being homeless, that never would have crossed my mind.
Gotcha. Creek, do you got any kids, a husband, any family that like you would like to just say hi to, let them know how you're doing?
Not really.
Okay. I mean, freak. They may want to know that you're alive and well.
They know I'm alive.
Okay, cool. Oh, speaking of family, that's a support system. What about them? Like, are you able to come in contact with them and get some help from them?
I don't have a support system. I'm only help for
Gotcha.
the time being.
Gotcha. Freak. Is it hard doing it all alone?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've always been on my own. I've been I was raised as an only child, so I became accustomed to being on my own and doing things on my own.
Shit. Great. So Marlise, have you had your own place at one point?
Yes.
Okay, and since having your own place, since having your own place and stuff, and now being homeless and stuff, would you say that you appreciate having a place to stay way more?
Of course, I appreciate having a place to stay, but generally, it's more of a self-conduct, self-improvement type of thing. I started to go into my own personal way of trying to better myself.
morning, good morning.
When I became homeless, I started doing like little things like reading and writing, like self-help books. To try to help myself mentally, just I would say come in contact with my own personal self.
That's good. Yeah, reading's good for you. It's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, you know, you got any regrets, Marlise?
I have no regrets.
No regrets. Okay. Gotcha. Hey, you believe in God?
Definitely.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's good, man. That's good. All right, Mark, we're gonna finish up this interview. Craig, what's like one thing you've learned since what's one thing that like you learned or like something that someone has said that you heard has stuck with you like in this life?
Let me see. A quote or comment someone faithfully spoken to me. My dad used to tell me when I was younger that I'm perfect, upright, and beautiful, and that I am somebody. So I always be the best at everything that I do, and that's all I try to do every day.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you, Marcy. And do you consent to this video?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Marcy.